We head to three-quarters distance in the 2023 World Championship with the Pirelli French round. Race 2 gets underway. Not a good start from Jonathan Rea. Andrea Locatelli pops in front of him. Rea has the inside line, moves across the path of both Pata Yamahas, and Razgatlioglu is relegated backwards. Bautista then with the early break. Razgatlioglu from pole is already down to third position. Andrea Locatelli with him. It's Yamaha 3 and 4. Danilo Petrucci holding station. Determined start from Axel Bassani. He's already cleared Dominic Egerter and Loris Baz. He's up into 6th position. Egerter, Baz, Vierke and Rinaldi rounding out your top 10 as they make their way into the Adelaide hairpin. And Jonathan Rea comes through on Alvaro Bautista. Bit of a wobble for Rea on the exit. We've seen him have a near miss already this weekend through there. Bautista picks it up sooner and recovers the race lead. So it's Ducati in P1, Kawasaki in P2 and Razgatlioglu's Yamaha in P3. An opportunity here for Jonathan Rea at the 180 hairpin. He will lunge down the inside of Bautista, tries to scare Bautista. You can see as you ride on board with the #1 machine just how close they get through there. They know that Bautista is more vulnerable on the opening few laps than he will be later on in the race, so they're all determined to claim track position.
Oh, that's Domi Ager and Scott Redding down at turn 5. Redding had been a few positions behind Domi as well at that stage, so be interesting to see if something's happened for Scott and then Domi's just been a helpless victim.
We've got a red flag, race stoppage at the start of lap number 5, and that must be as a result of the spin on the previous lap.
You can see there that Domi's been taken away there by the medical staff, given a thumbs up there as well. You can see him on the stretcher there with the marshal, so hopefully Domi's okay after that one.
That could have been a lot worse for Dominic Egerter, couldn't it? Prone in the middle of the circuit there with riders going every which way at one of the tightest corners on the circuit here in Magny-Cours. Well, that's great to see, isn't it? What a sight that is. Dominic Egerter back up to his feet for the second time of asking, and now over 17 laps. Race 2 of the 2023 Pirelli French round. Looked like Petrucci got a poor getaway. Slow reaction time off the line, and he's dropped dramatically backwards. It's Alvaro Bautista who has immediately hit the front. Jonathan Rea and Toprak Razgatlioglu holding station. So it's a place gained by Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Petrucci's dropped all the way outside of the top 10. Look at him there, back fighting with the likes of Garrett Gerloff and Remy Gardner. So exactly what he didn't want. Michael Ruben Rinaldi, meanwhile, is on the attack. He's side by side already with Toprak Razgatlioglu. Has to go to the outside line. Rea attacking on the tail of Bautista into the Adelaide hairpin on lap number 1. We're on lap 1 of 17 in the revised distance. We'll see if Jonathan Rea has got something a little bit extra this time around. If not, Razgatlioglu really needs to clear him quickly. Brad Rea down from 9th position. He was just ahead of the recovering Danilo Petrucci, and Brad Rea has lost it into the gravel trap. His competitive race is at an end. Razgatlioglu slings it down the inside of Jonathan Rea into the Lycée complex on lap 1.
Toprak's in hot and he had to stand the bike up a little bit to avoid making contact there with Bautista.
Jonathan Rea alongside as he makes his way through Gulf and into braking for the Adelaide hairpin on lap 3, and this is costing Toprak Razgatlioglu dearly. Toprak with the cutback, and he will immediately repass Rea, but while these two are scrapping, Bautista's got his lead up at over a second, and even though we're 14.5 laps to go, Bautista's got one hand on this victory, barring errors, up at the head of the field.
Yeah, no, one thing that's a bit different about this one compared to usual whenever we see Rea and Razgatlioglu battle it out like we've seen in recent years, this was a mistake from Toprak, and that's what's opened the door for Bautista to open up that big gap.
Bad news for Michael van der Mark. He's come to grief at the Adelaide hairpin, the latest victim of that tight turn 5.
Yeah, and for van der Mark, he'd been up inside the points paying positions. He was scrapping with his teammate Scott Redding just behind Redding on the racetrack, but for van der Mark, that's the end of the weekend.
Razgatlioglu versus Rea enters lap 6. Jonathan Rea a little bit closer this time around, a 1/10 of a second gained on that previous lap 5. He's absolutely nose to tail with Toprak now. He's got the run coming off turn 3. He'll be alongside him again coming through Gulf. He tried this a couple of laps ago but overshot it into turn 5, trying to outbrake Toprak, and Razgatlioglu had the cut back on that occasion. This time around, Jonathan Rea desperately trying to get it stopped. Toprak tries to cut back again. It's going to be a race up the hill now towards turn 6 and 7. Jonathan Rea has track position. Rea has cleared Razgatlioglu superbly there for second place. And further back, Michael Ruben Rinaldi hunting the pair of them down, and so too is Andrea Locatelli, who's got up ahead of Axel Bassani for P5. Will Jonathan Rea be caught by surprise? Razgatlioglu's signature move, under heavy braking in towards turn 5. Rea turns across him, almost loses it, foot off the pegs, and Toprak Razgatlioglu takes second position away.
Yeah, good move from Toprak. Just puts his bike into the position where Rea can't do anything about it. But for Rea, it was good to be able to see that he could brake as deep as Toprak. That wasn't the case a few years ago. You can see the progress that Rea and Kawasaki have made to try and give themselves a bike that can contend with Toprak. But unfortunately for Rea, he now needs to do the hard work again.
These two 3.5 seconds ahead of Andrea Locatelli. I don't think there's going to be any position changes there. They both look like being on the podium. So it's just a question of whether Rea can get back through on Razgatlioglu for second place. Toprak needs these points much more in the context of the championship, with the series leader Alvaro Bautista pulling away. Rea coming through at the right-hander, the kink at turn 4, and now into the straight and into braking for the Adelaide hairpin, and Jonathan Rea has got that move done nice and early. Razgatlioglu has to yield, Razgatlioglu has to try the cutback, and he's got it done. Rea might now have the momentum as they make their way up towards turn 6, but it's single file through there, and Razgatlioglu lives to fight another day.
Yeah, for Toprak, if you want to win the World Championship this year, you need to make sure you come away with second. He needs to rely on a bit of fortune for the rest of the campaign, but he also needs to make sure that he's able to beat the likes of Jonathan Rea in a fight like this.
Retirement from the race for Michael Ruben Rinaldi. He had already run off the circuit and lost a bunch of positions. He continued to tumble through the order, and now he is out. Jonathan Rea through again on Toprak Razgatlioglu, and that's a bold manoeuvre, but it's going to leave Rea offline. Razgatlioglu claims the track position once again, and then gets around the outside of Jonathan Rea into turn 13. This is demonstration stuff from the two of them as they make their way now down the hill, past the Chateau d'Eau, absolutely side by side and locked together into the Lycée complex. Razgatlioglu moves just far enough to block the run of Rea, and it's single file through here at the end of lap 14.
Such a good section of racetrack. It just lends yourself to good racecraft like that from Toprak and Rea. You're trying to come through, the other rider can defend against it though.
Rea has done it again on lap 15 to get alongside Razgatlioglu, and this time, because he was coming from further back, he's actually able to make it as more of a block pass, but still Toprak squares it off, pulls the bike up early and drags his way back through into second place, but Rea is not going to give this one up. Jonathan Rea latches back onto the tail of Toprak Razgatlioglu. Twice he's made the pass on Toprak into turn 5. Twice Razgatlioglu has recovered the place on the exit of the Adelaide hairpin. This time Toprak is going to lunge back down the inside. They swap and change in the braking zone. Rea's going to try and go all the way around the outside. That could be crucial from Razgatlioglu to recover that second place. Rea still not giving in. Can he catch him by surprise? The answer to that is no.
Yeah, you can't really make a move into the first chicane, but you can into the second. We'll see if Rea is able to exit turn 8, the 180 corner well. If he can do that, you can get down the inside into 11 and 12. That changed direction for the downhill chicane.
Toprak Razgatlioglu has opened up half a second over Jonathan Rea. There's going to be no further change here. And Razgatlioglu holding on to second position. It's a damage limitation ride for him. He will only give up 5 points to this man, Alvaro Bautista. 57 will be the championship deficit. It's less than one full round after Magny-Cours. A year to the day of his first race victory at this venue, Alvaro Bautista wins again in Magny-Cours.